basically, this is the title of my talk, Things I Wish I Knew While Doing My Bachelor's. The slides are there on that link as well, so in case if anyone wants to refer to it later, that's there. Okay. Is it better with this? Yes. Problem. Okay, so how many of you have filled the registration form? If it was there to you, the Google registration form? Okay, that's it. Good. Okay, fine. And how many of you have either read my profile or read the program description? Anybody? One. Anyone else? Okay, fine. So I will need to do a small index then. Basically, this talk is going to be about what I've done till now, and how would you, what would I suggest you to like do things when you take up projects for your subjects when you study, and some tips about how it would be better to do your internship here, and finally some suggestions, some tips on like how to secure your job. Okay. I am Geshan Mandal, currently serving as a quality and maintenance lead at Namshi.com. Right now I'm living in Dubai, UAE. How many of you use Twitter? Okay, so you can follow me at that handle. That's an easy handle to remember, application. And that's my blog. I basically blog about technical stuff. So if you want to go ahead, you can have a look at that blog. I would like to start with a game, a visual game. So let's get started. Try to find me in this photo. I can give you like 10 or 15 seconds. Yeah, the first place. I will give you like a suggestion. I'm at the back row. I'm at the last row, and you can look towards the left. Nice. I think someone found me. Anyways, I am here. So this photo was taken in like 2003, the first batch, the first +2 batch of Prime College. Basically, I just want to highlight the connection of college and me. So this is not a guest lecture. I'm not a guest here, and this is not even a lecture. So feel free. If you have questions, I would love it to be raised at the end, so that I could like complete my talk. And then, if you have something, you can note it down, and then come back. If you want to go back to a slide or something, you can just tell me. I can go back and show you. And this picture, I think it's quite clear where I am here. This was taken in 2007, the last year of our college. We graduated in 2007. I'm just giving this as a background of, I spent like 6 years or something in this college. Not exactly here in the other building, but the relationship with Prime College. Okay, so this is the first page of the report we did in the BIM 4th semester project. So we used to have a combined project of web technology and database. Something I would like you to notice here is the title of the project. I will be doing some other stuff with that later. So I now have like 6 years of experience, worked in like 5 companies, did my master's in the Netherlands. That's me. The other guy, Sobin, is the head internal auditor of IFCF, International Finance International. He's also doing a master's as far as I know. Then the other guy, Dipesh, just completed his master's in software engineering from the University of West London, probably a month or something ago. Somi also finished her master's in the Netherlands, in Australia in professional accounting from Central Queensland University. And Smriti, she's the executive, revenue executive of Air. From this, what I want to tell you is that you guys, as the product of BIM or BACIT, potentially can reach anywhere. I mean, in the past 7 years, look at where my friends have reached. Probably no one reached to the US, but many people have reached anywhere, have achieved many milestones. I'm just trying to set an example. So, why this talk? Why am I even interested in giving this? Or why should I even give this? So probably I'm giving this because I need more Twitter followers. No, I'm not giving this talk because I need more Twitter followers. Probably I'm giving this because I need more visitors on my blog. Really? No. That's also not the motive of this talk. So why? This talk is about you. Okay? This talk is about you and how can you use your current bachelor to craft your tech career. So it's all about you. So all the things that I'm going to talk are the things that I really wish I knew when I was doing my tech bachelor. So that if I knew it then, probably I would have been in the place I am right now, maybe 2 years earlier or 3 years earlier. Because if I had done those things early on, I was in the 4th semester in like 2006 probably, no, 2005. If I had knew these things at that time, for some of these things, probably I would have been at a better position right now than what I am. That's why this talk is more about you. Okay. If you take a very simple report from Business Insider of like February 2014, it says that being a software engineer is better than being a doctor or a dentist. So what I want to tell you is, knowingly, unknowingly, the choice you made to study IT or technology could be one of the good decisions that you made in your life. 4 years you're going to spend might get you stuck. And I think it's a similar situation here in Nepal as well. There is a very good demand for good software engineers and things alike. Plus, even the initial payment that they get is probably better than what they get in banks for entry-level jobs. So what you have decided might be better. And another slide that says that there are going to be like 1 million more jobs by 2020 in the US. So whatever you are studying here, one is very good, has local demand as well as there is a very good and very high global demand. So you should be like more focused on what things you are doing. Anyhow, knowing or unknowingly, whatever decision you have made could turn out to be a good decision. Okay. I just need one volunteer, if someone could raise their hand. Don't be scared, I'm not going to kill you. So just raise your hand, or I'm just going to point my finger at someone then. No one? Really no one? Okay, fine. How many of you know what CSS stands for? So why not raising hands?
You didn't tell us what we were raising hands for.
Sorry?
You didn't tell us what we were raising hands for.
Okay, fine. I'm going to ask you very simple questions, probably some of the things that what it means. So now, anyone who wants to raise their hand? Good. What is the full form of TFD?
Data flow diagram.
Data flow diagram. Very nice. This one's for you. Just come here and take it. Okay. What's the full form of OOP? Anyone? Come up here and take this. Okay, this is a nice one. Okay. I want a lady volunteer now. I want a lady volunteer, which would be easier because the thing that I'm going to give is like quite girly, so the guys won't like it. It's a little pinky. Anyways, what's the full form of RSS? Anyone from the girls? Okay, anything that you know from there, or anything that I will ask you. What might be the easier one? SQL. Okay, fine. That's the easiest one there. So anyone from the girls who knows the full form of SQL, please. Yep, okay, come up and get this. That's yours. So, what I want to point out here, is not anything much, but there's a question behind this. Are you an information hungry student? If you are studying technology, and if you are not information hungry, then there is a little problem there. You might need to fix that thing if you want to go ahead in your career. There are other things I missed here like SAS, PWAS and stuff like that. But the thing is, you should be knowing this stuff, which will help you in your career further. You can be an information hungry student or a marks hungry one. So just passing the exams is a compulsion. I'm not saying you should not pass the exam. Passing your exams is a compulsion, but you have to be information hungry as well. So what do you think would get you far? I think a very good balance between being an information hungry student and a marks hungry student will really get you far. So just think about this, and probably this is gonna help you. So don't just run after marks, or don't just be the best programmer in class. Try to find a good balance. Try to find that good balance which will take you far. Okay. Now let's discuss about things to consider when you select and do projects. If you remember the slide I showed you some time back, it said human resource information system. And even now here in this library or the library there at the other college, if you go there, probably you will find 10 of the same thing. 10 human resource information systems, 15 stock management systems, maybe more, 15 more library management systems. So why do we still think just inside the box? Why can't we do college projects that really matter, that can be sold? So yeah, here I'll just discuss 5-7 things which will really help you when you do your projects. Okay. So, as I said, even if you do a project for just a subject, a technical subject, try to select a marketable product. Okay, that maybe if you work on it for 2 years, you could potentially sell it to someone. The screenshot is of startupranking.com, which ranks all the startups worldwide. So I saw 2 or 3 from Nepal as well. Generally they rank. What I'm trying to say here is don't always do a library management system or what is that? Human resource management system. Try to think out of the box. How? I'll just give you some examples. Okay. So you can get ideas from sites like this, or you can even go to sites like Rent a Coder or something. And there are websites like producthunt.com, which lists all the product. So to get inspirational ideas, you should explore yourself to get more ideas on what the things are being done right now. Or even, this is a picture from Dubai, even a building management system. Okay, probably, how many of you have people who rent rooms at your home? Not many people raising hands, but 20% or 20% from here. So you could even think of a system to just manage that. Make it a subscription-based model, keep the fee very low, and then sell it to households. How about that idea? That's a very simple idea, a doable project. You just start in your college, by the end, you probably have your own company, you do internship in your own company, and then you have a product to sell as well. So you might need to change your thinking to think in terms of of those steps rather than doing a library management system which will never be sold. Maybe you will invest like 3-4 months, partially 3-4 months to it. It will come out as a report and stay there in the library. So think of it. Yeah, in this context, there are like 10-12 floors. These things are parking. So, and let's say if there are a lot of CRM softwares in Dubai, I know, but I'm not aware of any building man software. So the owner can know which room has which tenant, when is his tenant's contract going to expire, which tenant has which parking assigned to the person, and plus other things like we have maintenance contracts, maintenance requests, and those things. So everything could go from paper to online system. So just think about these things. Okay. How many of you read the last news of people getting in line to get an employment to Korea? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a lot of it. So, did you ever think that you could make a foreign employment system out of it? I mean, why not? Why not? As far as statistics goes, I looked it up on the UFE website for employment. It says around 1915 people per day went out in the year 2017. So 1915, that's a big number. And as far as I Googled around, I could see like around 800 foreign employment agencies. So why being inline and why not online? You could go online and not be inline, not be on the spot, not get hit by that pattern, but just go to a cyber. And yes, Mr. Vishwas Dhakal, I think the CEO of F1Soft, even offered government that he would make a free system, but I don't know if the government replied or something. I mean, even here the possibilities are endless. And yes, if you do a project, think in terms of project management. Use the right tools. There are a lot of free tools available. When we did projects in college, I don't think we ever used any project management tool or things like that. So I would recommend you could start with something like Trello, which is the screenshot there, or Redmine, which is hosted. As those are yellow stuff, so those are links, you can click on them. As I said, the slide is online. I can provide you PDFs, so you can refer to these things. And yes, okay. How many of you know of version control systems? Source code version control systems? 1, 2. Okay, some more. Anyways, these systems version each change. So everything is turned as a commit. Every change is turned as a commit, and it is a tree of commits. I would recommend using Git, and then use Bitbucket for hosting it, which is free. So all of the things I'm going to say are free. So you can go now, from tomorrow Google it, and from the day after start using it, reading the documents. Yes, another thing is, think of what you are trying to do, what you are trying to achieve. Making that 40-page report should not be your goal. You should try to think, you should try to write specifications perfectly of how the system can be built. Who is the target audience? How will it influence the person? And then write very clear, precise specifications. Let's just take the example of rent management system. Maybe in Dubai you could make a building management system, and here you could make a rent management system. And let's say if your audience just understands Nepali, then your interface should come up in Nepali and not just in English, right? So you might need to think of those things when you really try to do a project. And yes, as in now, always think mobile. So by that I mean, don't just make monolithic systems that can just work today. We'll finish your stuff for now, and then maybe not use. Think of REST representational state transfer. That's another thing you guys need to Google yourself. And things in terms of APIs. So probably, how many of you are here from BIM? Just one. Anyways, no problem. What BIM students could probably do is like just create an API which just gives out JSON, which is like a language independent thing, on the 4th semester for web technology and database, and on the 5th semester, create an Android application out of it. So just continue what you are doing, and not on the 4th semester do X and on the 5th semester do Y. So they are like completely different. But provided it is part of the curriculum. And yes, when we did projects, there were no supervisors, or like there were lecturers for the courses, but there were no assigned supervisors for the project. So if college can arrange like supervisors where you would have weekly progress reports, maybe the projects will come out better than what they are right now. Yes, and even for presentation, use HTML and CSS. I mean, you guys learn it in the third, fourth semester, but whichever, use HTML and CSS. You don't need to use PowerPoint or whatever. Even this that I'm showing is just JS. And yeah, don't forget to host it. I mean, you get new experiences of hosting. Yeah, even in case of hosting, the projects that you do, even for your bachelor's, just host it somewhere, host it online. Why? Because later in your CV you could put that and then say, in this semester I did this, which would be a plus point. Yeah, as I said, continuity. If you contribute to your project every weekend, just 1 hour for 2 years, that equates to like 100 man-hours. That's a lot. I know someone can complete their project in like, so I'm not asking too much. 1 hour every weekend, that's it. But with dedication. So if you really have an idea, I just gave you like 2 or 3 for free right now. So if you have more of them, just groom them better, make them better, and go on. Yeah, I have a question here for Nelson. So do you need any system right now, as in college? Because I remember you once asked us to make like a photo management system, where all the photos would be there and people could tag stuff. So do you need anything right now?
Yeah, we need those, but unfortunately we still don't have those.
I know, exactly. So even if like you go around the college, you'll find systems. I mean systems that need to be made. One thing that I really don't like about right now of the college is the website, because I think it's quite outdated, one.
Yeah.
And two, my success story was not migrated to the WordPress. I'm not ranting about it. I'm just saying that it could be because there is not a good system. Now the website is built by some other PHP system, and the success story is in WordPress. But the person who migrated probably migrated everything, but not mine, which was the first one. So I'm not blaming anyone, but what I'm saying is that because if there was, let's say, a very good content management system like Drupal or something, probably it would just have been an automated process, and no one would have to do any editing. So yet another system for you guys to explore. Probably you could, what you could do is even barter your working project. The key word there is barter. Do is like you could do your internship in college itself. As Sir already said, he needs a website. What I would suggest is just do a content management system. At the end, do the internship in college itself. Barter it for like partial scholarships. I think Raj sir is already welcoming that idea, so you guys already have a very good opportunity. Till now, is it been boring or is it fine? Okay, good. So let's talk about some secrets. So there is a top secret document that I'm going to open up here, which talks about secrets of selecting a company when you do your internship. Okay? The first secret, start early. Start early. What do I mean by that? The picture is of Nagaput, I guess, the Nagaput sunrise. Pokhara Salakut sunrise. What do I mean by that is, try to find a company that knows you by the end of 6th semester. I mean, you don't need to go there and start working from 6th semester, but you just have a verbal communication or email or anything that says, okay, fine, we might have a vacancy for an intern at that after a year or after 6 months, whatever, and we are willing to take. Go there, visit them at least once or twice, have a good word with them, keep the communication pipe flowing. So you can even start from searching from the 5th semester itself. But if you think you're going to start on the 7th and then in 6 months everything's going to be fine, someone's going to hand you an internship like this, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, that will just create pressure on both the parties. The college as well, because they need to find internships for it. And for you as well, because you need to complete your course. So, start early. Wake up early, rise early, and do stuff properly. And yes, another suggestion is select a medium-sized company. Don't go for something really huge or not like a 2-person company. Why? Because if it's too small, you might not learn many things. If it's too big, you might end up just photocopying stuff. Because I have known friends who went in big banks, 20 branches. What they learned, how to photocopy. That's very bad. So think of something big. The picture is of YBL, our company we opened in 2007. A thing I want to link up here is like when we were studying entrepreneurship and supply chain management in the 7th semester, I was signing the Pidan, that thing is called the Pidan, I mean the main document of the company. So I'm not boasting, but think of those stuff. Because don't just study entrepreneurship, blah blah. Try to implement it. And yes, if you choose a medium-sized company, you are safe from the bureaucracies and everything. And yeah, you get a lot to learn. You get a lot to learn. Yes, and in case of internship, the CSIT course curriculum mentions this. As far as I remember, I reading it, that there should be an academic supervisor and an academic assessor being assigned. Well, I think we could even do this to the BIM course. And by the way, that's me giving my final presentation for my master's. The guy in the black coat was my academic supervisor, Chris. The other guy was not really my assessor, but this was a picture I could find 3 people, so I just put it there. Yeah, and then the assessor, not the assessor, the supervisor should be like a mentor. So even all the things that I said for the projects apply for the internship. You have to do those things. The internship is like another big milestone that you have to do on your own. So they should be, the academic supervisors should be mentors who do weekly checks on where the project is going, where the report is. Because recently I heard from a cousin of mine, like they started the reports after this PIM-based exams. And like they were supposed to submit it in 1 week. I don't know how they finished it, but probably because no one was mentoring them, no one was supervising them and checking them. Stay away from these types of situations. Yes. And for internship, because it will be a company-focused project, you will have to be very careful of that line where you need to meet your requirements and really create the whole system. So get the requirement specifications very clear upfront, so that you can complete your academic requirements as well as give them something so that you can continue or build upon it. And yes, you can follow the Agile methodology. What's Agile? Click that link. Yes, another thing, do not reinvent the wheel. I just heard in the morning that the college website is being remade in PHP. I mean, I think that's also reinventing the wheel. We could just use Drupal, the logo is there, and then the website probably will be completed in 1/4 or half of the time. So even for your projects, for your internship, as far as you can, unless there is a hard requirement from the company that you are working or you are doing an internship, do not reinvent the wheel. Just find something that might do 30–40% of the work that you need to do. You just need to configure it correctly, do some parts, and done. In my case, I did a website for People Summit in 2007. I used Drupal. I don't know if anyone from my batch or even earlier had used any CMS for their PM internship. But it was accepted, I got a 4. So that doesn't mean that using a framework or using a CMS will get you less marks. It will make things easier. Depends upon how you present it. If you can, we'll get you more marks. Yeah, and by the way, there was just a post-kakura in the last month. How many of you were there when the post-kakura happened last month? So only one. That's not a very good number of participants. So, I mean, look at the things that college is doing. Try to participate more in them. That will benefit you. Everything's being done for you. Okay, coming back. Depending on your project, I highly recommend you to use a MVC framework or a content management system. Why? Because of the same reasons that I just told. Okay, again I need volunteers. I'm just asking some questions. Anybody? What is MVC?
Model record now.
Very good. What should I give you this time? Which one did you have the last time? Yeah. This is for you. Get one. The same thing? No. So look, he has already got 2. You guys need to try more. Okay? Okay, this is a good one. This is probably mine, I guess. I just removed the name. Okay? But think about it. Think very carefully about it. 4 years is one of the longest time you will give to anything. Unless you do a PhD that is like 3 years. 4 years is probably the longest time you will study continuously. So really think about it. The decision that you have made to do this bachelor might be your life-changing decision if you get the right job, if you proceed correctly. So yeah, you will, this is not coming out of a teacher or something. This is coming out of a student who passed 7 years back. So think about it very carefully. I don't want to elaborate more on this. You will need to do your own self-evaluation. And yes, why are you doing it? For that 1 page of paper that comes out, or 2-3 pages of paper that comes out, says that you passed with first division or whatever. So just, I mean, rather than just that paper, come out as a skilled person who will get the job the next day. You get this thing in your hand. So it's better to come out as a skilled person who will get the job the next day. You get this, rather than getting like just that first stage with this picture. Okay, now the internship is done. You did very good projects. Your internship is done. Now, really, how to attack, how to exploit the job market. Here also, the first suggestion would be to the college management. We just won the award for like being the second best school for BIM. So probably this might get us the first award. So, I mean, one thing that we lack here in Nepal generally is career counseling. I don't know, even if I go now here and ask 30, 40 or half of the people will not know what they want to do after they pass out, right? So we need a coach, we need some form of individual career counseling. What I would suggest here would be to do it at the middle of the course. Why? Because it's the end of 4th semester, and then we have already learned half of the stuff that you need to learn, and it could be like a 3-person session. One the counselor, one the other one who just the other one being the lecturer who just taught you in the 4th semester, and the other one being the student. So that can be a balanced career counseling. You agree with this idea? Yes. Good. And yes, college can even help you with other things like mock interviews. I think MBAs do it here. Mock interviews, finding how to find jobs, how to prepare your CV that will accentuate your skills. By the way, that's a CV. That's a designer's CV. Look at how that person thinks, how creatively he thinks. I don't know if it's a he or she, probably she. She thinks. She made a CV out that looks like an envelope or, I don't know, a frog. So you have to accentuate your skills. You as yourself is a brand. No one's going to buy you if your CV looks bad, if your CV is not organized correctly, if your CV has repeated stuff. you have to market yourself as a brand. And then it's difficult for freshers because you don't have a sizable chunk of work experience. Now I can say I have 6 years of professional work experience. But when you pass out, probably you might have just an internship to show, right? So unless you don't brand your CV that is sellable, it will be a little difficult to get the job. Then what more do you need? Focus. You should not, as far as I'm concerned, should not try to learn everything. You have to focus on what you will learn. A lot of things. You will learn Java, you will learn C++, you will learn PHP now in BIM. I'm not very sure of the CSIT stuff. I think they also have Java and stuff like that. But then out of that, you need to find your niche. You have to. You don't need to become jack of all and master of none. You could become jack of all and master of some, but that's quite difficult. So try to find your niche. Find one language, one CMS, or one MVC framework where you excel. That's your strength. And when choosing it very wisely. Choose it very wisely, which will take you to the next 3 or 4 years very easily. So focus. How many of you have blogs here? Does anyone write a blog? Nobody? Even you? Okay, at least one. One guy has a blog. Good. Write blog posts. As I said, you're a brand. Just having something on the paper that says you did stuff, I don't believe you. Because generally, if I get like a good application, when I used to get a good application, now I don't look at recruiting that much. The first thing I would do is Google that guy. And then I get everything what he has done. If he has written something that's correct, not correct in the CV, that's already out. So don't think recruiters are not smart. They are very smart. They will Google you. If you qualify to the first or second round, they will start Googling you. So if you can get a blog or something which writes about technical stuff, it will really help you. It doesn't need to be very, very technical stuff. You could just start with solving easy programming problems or anything, just make it a little technical. Because I've been blogging in 2006. So, and yes, in one of my interviews, the interviewer really appreciated that I had a blog and that was going continuously for 3 or 4 years. So this is another gun in your arsenal that can really help you make your brand better. Maybe I'm sounding more like a branding manager here, but to get your job, you need to do this stuff. And yes, if you want to get a job, you have to search it with commitment. Because no one's going to hand you over, here, your internship, here, your job, you got everything. No, it's not going to be like that. So, there are a lot of websites, even in Nepal, I see Job Nepal, merjob.com, jagir.com, ranojob.com. Okay, how many of you have a profile in LinkedIn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So 5, 6, 7. Very good. At least they have already started looking for jobs. Good. So that 10% of people have already started looking for jobs here, even before they passed out. Right? The others should start. Follow them. Okay? Start with the LinkedIn profile. Then, provided you have career counseling and you know what you are going to do, you might need to look into job sites and look at their job descriptions. Then you need to build yourself to be able to do that when you pass out. So you have to think in those terms. And yes, for programmers, don't be afraid of the coding challenges. These days, it's very common. Even at Namchi, the first thing we have is we don't ask for an interview or something. Here, brother, this is your coding challenge, send us the code, then we talk. So here also, even here in Nepal, I talk with my colleagues, my friends, and it's becoming a common practice right now here as well. So let's say if you are applying for a job of programmer, don't think that you just get the job because of a 15-minute interview. No. Either they will make you write code in the interview itself, or send you something, a very simple problem, and then they will look at your code and everything, how you did it, and probably then only they will call you for an interview. So don't be afraid of coding challenges. I remember here in 2008, there were 3 guys who came out came up for a job interview. We assigned them coding challenges, and we never heard back from them. So don't become those guys. We know about these things earlier, and be prepared for it. Okay, so, and if you are working in technology, you have to learn every day new things, new stuff. Unless then only you can survive, because it's a very fast changing scenario. 3 years back, 4 years back, I was doing Drupal, a lot of Drupal here in Kathmandu. Now I don't even do Drupal anymore. I do some Symfony stuff. Probably in 6 months, I might be doing Symfony and then going to Node.js. What I'm trying to say is that know what the new technologies are, be adept with the new things that's coming out in the market, and then get the maximum out of it. Okay, towards the end, so you guys can start writing up all your questions. And I have a lot of these to give. So whoever asks me questions, get this. Okay, even before I start the conclusion. Does anyone know what is QA? Yeah, now companies have department, QA department. So what do you think is QA? Quality assurance. Who said it first? Come up here. That's yours. But one thing you need to find out is what is the logo? Probably you are interested in QA, so just find out what is that and why is that used. I'll just give you the name. It's called Sauce Labs. Sauce Labs, S-A-U-C, Sauce, L-A-B-S Labs. That's the logo of Sauce Labs. If you are interested in QA, just Google it around. Okay, as I said, be informed about the latest frameworks, news, all the technical, not all the technical, but things that make relevance to you. Be informed of stuff. Yeah, start a blog, start a LinkedIn profile. How many of you know GitHub? Good, you're 4. How do you know about GitHub if you don't know about version control systems? Because I don't think you raised your hand when I asked about version control systems. Anyways, you could know GitHub just because down input, probably, so it's fine. Yes, and as I said earlier as well, like BSCIT, BIM, even BBA, whatever, 4 years is one of the longest time that you will learn. I mean, that you will study continuously. And yes, passing an exam is a must. You cannot really run away from passing an exam. Just having a job might not earn you this bachelor's crown that you have. The degree is also very important. But just having the degree is also not enough. As I said, like a lot of slides earlier, having that balance between being an information hungry student and a maths hungry student will get you far. And yes, this is important. You can use your academic projects, build a ladder to a great internship. Step 1. Step 2, exploit your internship to secure your first job. I think the idea of internship is there to make it very easy for the graduates to land their first job. So really link these two things and think about it. As I said earlier, focus on one particular language or a framework or a CMS that you will work at least for like next 2-3 years. So you need that focus. And yes, learning is a continuous process. Even if you get a job, every day you will learn. Then you will even learn double. One is the technical things, two is how you work, other stuff of the company and things like that. And then I have a suggestion at the end. Try to pursue your masters after working 2-3 years. Why? Because then you are even more clear in your head, like what masters you want to do. And then you can really get the maximum out of the masters that you did. Because just doing BIM and then just jumping to like an MBA in 3 months after you get the degree, then you'll have a bigger problem finding a job. Because the job profile will not fit you. So think about this thing as well. Yeah, now is the questions time, but wait, relax. These are the pictures I used. A lot of them. And okay, these are some of the links I just made up so that you guys don't need to go to all the slides. You can just click the links out from here. So what is that? It just mentions everything. I mean, I saved you some time Googling, so thank you for it. Okay, now you can ask questions, and the other slide I will show you then. I'm open for questions, go ahead. And you have these, so ask questions.
I have one question. First of all, that was a great presentation. You put so much important things in such simple language, and I think that were very great words of advice. But
thank you.
I want to know about your take on entrepreneurship and job.
I didn't get your question. Sorry.
What do you think about entrepreneurship? Do you think entrepreneurship?
This one's for you. Okay, in case of entrepreneurship, like doing something sole might not be easy. When we did it, we had a team of 7, and even the laws and stuff like that here in Nepal are not very entrepreneur friendly. One. But I just heard in the last budget that the government has some fund this time. So you might want to explore those options, because just starting a company is not an easy job. And even there are like some incubators here. I heard of Biruva Ventures. I don't know how they exactly work, but I have just heard of them. Maybe they provide office space and stuff. So you'll have to really think hard and make your steps wisely, because as far as I know, you guys have a company, Intern Apply or something. So look, there are already entrepreneurs around you as well. The thing is, here in Nepal, you might have to be a little more careful because of the market, because of the government policies and things like that. Hope I clarified your question, or do you have anything else to add? Okay, any more questions? Go ahead.
Could you describe the GitHub profile? Well, I couldn't really understand what it is.
I didn't get your question, so could you repeat it, please?
The GitHub, what is it exactly, and how does it actually work, and how can we use it?
Okay, GitHub. GitHub is not like GitHub wouldn't have existed if there was no Git. So the first thing is Git. Git is a distributed version control system. As I said, let's say you are doing project A, you wrote 20 lines of code for that, then you do a commit, and that commit is pushed. So in case of GitHub, as I said, it is distributed, so anyone can be the server, anyone can be the client. It's like a P2P network. So GitHub is one of the places where you can push your code to. Git has a lot of advantages. Many people work together. Backup can also be one of the advantages, and a lot of stuff like that. So GitHub is like a company that hosts your code. Generally for public, it is public. All your code is public. If you go up and check my GitHub profile, you will see, I don't know, 5 or 7 projects, 5 or 7 repositories, GitLab repositories which are public and that can be seen by anyone. I even have the code for the PHP class I did 2007, 2008, 2008, 2009 probably. That's one part of GitHub. And the other part of GitHub is the private GitHub, where you have to pay and they will host your code. It's like a subscription-based service, you have to pay monthly. I don't know the pricing details. But your code will be private, only your team or X people who you assign can access it. That's basically GitHub code. Any more questions? I have a lot of these. Go. Go ahead.
Tips and tricks for selecting language and framework.
Language and frameworks. Okay, good one. Well, it is a very personal choice as far as I'm concerned, because my cousin just finished his BIM. He was very much into Java. He liked the verbosity of the language. But I'm not a big fan of Java. Okay, and probably there are some people who say Java is obsolete, but it's not, because even Android now runs in Java. So in case of languages and frameworks, you will need to think of what the future holds for you, and is it the right choice that I made? Because now if you learn, I don't know, Lisp or COBOL, you're not going to use it. They are almost gone. Only legacy systems might have it. So even maybe you like COBOL, probably you'll not, but if you like COBOL, better not to start learning COBOL and go to something like PHP or Java. Okay, and in case of statistics, 80% of the web is PHP. I'm not saying because I'm doing PHP for the past 6 years, but that's the core fact. 80% of the web is still PHP. And the new coming up things are like Node.js is really coming up very well. Ruby on Rails now has lost some of its glory. It's still there. It's a very good language, but people say it's slow. What else do you learn in college? Java, now we have PHP. Yeah, those are the things. But rather than languages, what I would like people, like students, to focus on would be how to architect the software engineering part of it, because that's more important. That's applicable. Business analysis, business and the role of the business analyst is applicable everywhere. The time you can write like a very good specification, it can be written in any language, any framework. But having said that, if you want to go ahead, I would suggest PHP with like Symfony or Laravel, that's coming up very nice. Node.js will really hit the PHP's 80% in some time, I know that. Those things will happen. So yeah, if you take my suggestion, PHP and Node and JavaScript would be the things that you can learn right now. And by the way, as he has helped a lot with this whole program, I have a lot of stuff for you. And probably the ones that remain will also with you. Any more questions? I really want it to be interactive, probably because I'll not be here every time. So go up and like ask questions. Even if you want to ask later, like in private, I'm open to that. But if you have things that will help everyone, I really encourage you to ask it now. Go ahead. Right? Namshi is the company that we're working in right now. Namshi is a Middle-East e-commerce venture. It operates in like 6-7 countries, primarily focused in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. It's a rocket